Hello everyone, this is Virtualwiz from Wiz Tech. Welcome to this Flutter development course for beginners. In this course, we'll learn about Dart loops. First of all, let's open our Dart in our browser. If you are unsure what Dart is or how it works, you can check out my previous videos on Dart functions, Dart conditionals, etc. The link is in the description. So what is a loop? Let's say we need to print this hello world statement 5 times. We can either write it like this, print hello world, copy it and paste it 5 times and run the code. It works, it shows hello world 5 times, but this is rather cumbersome. As a programmer, this is a very inefficient approach. We can use loops for this. So we write loops like for, followed with small brackets, then curly braces, and inside this small brackets goes our condition for the loop. So let's declare a variable I equals to 0. This will be its initial value, and a condition I is less than 5 and I plus plus, and inside here we write print hello world once and run the code. It prints hello world 5 times. So how does this work? This is a very basic for loop structure. So how does this really work is, first of all, we declare variable. Here the variable is I, whose initial value is 0, and this is a condition it has to meet for the loop to work. So as long as I is less than 5, which right now it's true because its value is 0, the value of I will keep increasing. So as long as the value of I is less than 5, it will increase one step at a time. So first of all, this is true, so it will print hello world once. Then again, the value of I will change to become 1 because it increased by 1. So it's still true, 1 is less than 5, so it will print hello world once again, and it will change to 2, and likewise until it becomes 5, which is no longer less than 5, so it stops printing hello world. We can declare any values to the variable or any condition. As long as it's true, the function will work. So we can write it this one like I is equal to 1 and less than 2. So it will print hello world only once because the first condition is true, I is equal to 1, which is less than 2, but after the increment it becomes 2, which is no longer true, so it doesn't print anything. So let's change this to 0 and this one to 10. So let's run the code. It should print hello world 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So why did it print 10 times? Because the first value is 0. It prints hello world. Then it increases to 1. It prints hello world again because it's still less than 10. So it goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and it stops there. So including 0 up to 9 is equal to 10 times. To know how many times this print function will work, we can subtract 0 by 10. 10 by 0. So 10 minus 0 is 10, so it will print 10 times. So 1 minus 0 is 1, so it will print once. Here we have it. We can also write this function in reverse order. So let's specify the value of I to be 10, and I is as long as greater than 1, I minus minus. So it will decrease the value of I every time it is greater than 1 until it reaches 1. So it should print hello world 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So as long as I is greater than 1, it will keep decreasing the value of I one step at a time. So 10 minus 1 is 9, and so on until it reaches the value of 1. To see the changes in the value of I, we can just print out the value of I itself inside the code. So print the value of I at hello world. So you can see first the value is 10, then it decreases to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it stops at 2 because the last condition is I equal to 1, which is not greater than 1, so it stops printing. Another loop function in Dart is while loop. So while, let's first declare a variable int I equals to 0, and while I is less than 5, print hello world and increment the value of I plus, and let's also print the value of I inside the print statement. So let's run the code. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it works like while the condition inside the small brackets is true, it will keep printing hello world. But if you remove this I++, it will break the code because it will be infinitely true. It will, because the value of I is not changing, it will keep printing hello world until the RAM is full. As you can see, we have no results because this condition is infinitely true, and it breaks the program. So when using while statement, always remember to add a breaking condition. So let's add I++ at the end to increase the value of I. So let's change the value of I to be 6. So this condition is not true. So will it work? It won't. It doesn't print anything because this condition is not true. So there is also another loop called do while loop. So we write it something like do curly braces and do while. So we move this print statement over here inside do, also this I++, so we don't need this conditional curly braces and end. So do while works like do this while I is less than 5. So it in while loop we check the condition first, then executed the code. But in this do while loop, we first execute the code, then check the condition, then again come back if it's true. So if I is equal to 0, let's see what happens. It works as usual, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times hello world. But if I change this value to 6, it will still work. Why is that? Because at first it is not checking if whether the value of I is less than 5 or not. It is just executing this code, and after that checking the value of I, which returns false, then it ends the code. So here, after running this do statement, the value of I becomes 7, which is not less than 5, so it ends working, but it will still print once. So we use do while loop if we want to execute a certain condition, even if the condition is false, so it only works once, we use while statement to execute a code as long as it's true, and we use for loop when we have an initial value and we need to execute the code certain amount of times as long as the condition is met. Thank you for watching. This video concludes the basic of Dart language. From our next video, we will start basic of Flutter. Stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Wiz Tech.